Well, I finally saw Benjamin, who stocks there, and we had a nice talk a little bit, about who I am, the number one Christian again. I told him about my recent, sun shining on me event, and the one that I did just before that, about a week ago, where I prophesied, and then the events unfolded. So, we talked a little bit about who I am. I said, mentioning again about the stars, that I came from the North Star State, or the Lone Star State, moved to the North Star State, and that's, part of the stars kind of symbology they use in the Bible. And then I told them about how the Rolling Stones and the Beatles both came here in '64, and on my receipt I got two 64s. All the numbers that could be, all the symbols that could be used to make two 64s. After mentioning to him that, another one of the signs was that the Beatles and the Rolling Stones came to America in 1964. That's two bands, right? Two 64s. And here's my receipt. Oh, that's the second one. I just had to get some shampoo. I almost forgot that. I didn't purposely forget it, but I thought I'm getting low, so I went back in and got some. But if you can see this, I'll try to shine a light on it, to kind of give it a clear, maybe a little bit better view. But that should say 64 or 49, 46, 49 or something like that. I'll take a picture of it when I get home. So there it is, and I'll put it up here too for my other camera, because the other one might be on too. 46, 49, which are all the symbols it takes to make 6464, which are the two Beatles and the Rolling Stones that I just got through mentioning to him, that came here on the year I was born, 1964, and I was celebrating the year I was born just now. And that's two of them. And two is the number for witness. The other thing I mentioned to him is that, who of these people that claim to be of God do, real prophecy, and it comes and it fulfills right all on camera, right the same day, or ever. Me. Not on TV, but I mean, of the people on TV do it, none. I've never seen it. All my years. And all these people that say, oh, they speak for God and blah, 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 and this and that. No. They're reading the Bible to you. I am God's chosen. I'm the leader. The signs and wonders are with me. And so the idea that, we had our talk, me and Ben, and of course I talk loud enough for other people to hear. I badmouth Europe a little bit about how it is a bit depressing. They don't seem to have a whole lot of, Christianity, real, or well, of course, I can't say Christianity, but they just seem like they're very focused on humanism rather than much else. Humanist type things, education, not educate so much, but you know, having some high intellect, possible money, you know, alcohol, you know, possible drug use or marijuana or something in some places. Yeah, I don't want to say any of that. I'll cut that out, I hope. But in Europe, they just don't seem to have, you know, that much going for them. It's depressing. I mean, if I would have been able to stay and get asylum, which at this point, I mean, I'm almost glad I didn't, because the Netherlands is just a, I mean, you know, it's a plain place. Germany, you know, you can see the trouble they're having kind of now. I mean, if it's anything like they talk about. So, you know, maybe not so much those countries, because I don't really know where they're headed or where they're trying to head. But, I mean, wherever I go, I'm going to be the spiritual leader. I'm going to be the #1 Christian, at least to my knowledge. I just question whether, you know, these places aren't preparing for that by rejecting me back then, rejecting me now. They're just ensuring themselves, or trying to ensure themselves, more time. You know, when I was in Europe, you know, 2 countries, one just for a brief time, but the other a little longer, they did not seem like happy people at all, you know. And you know, it didn't seem to take long for them to realize it, that they weren't happy. And a lot of alcohol seemed to be going around. The Netherlands had other things as well, and they also seemed to be, you know, something that got used. So, you know, I don't know. I mean, it's not that I don't know. I just, you know, they didn't let me in for, you know, whatever reason, lack of evidence they say, but it just really seemed like they didn't want somebody interfering with whatever they had going on, which seems like some sort of a questionable system. And you know, it's easier for them to continue in their questionable ways if they don't have somebody from the outside to come in and, you know, give a second opinion. And so it seemed like they were actually just attracted to people that may not question what they do and just be happy being there. Or not even happy, but satisfied. And you know, or for whatever reason not satisfied, but just would rather be there than somewhere else. And That was not the case for me. I mean, I could see that there were some people who were really, the younger they were, the more open-minded they seemed to be. You know, in the Netherlands, for sure. The older they seemed to be, the less, like, you know, open to, you know, other things. You know, that just seemed to be like something that was not as prevalent, not as apparent. So, you know, like I say, they've absolutely wasted years of my life. And they talk about human trafficking, but human trafficking is what they've been doing to me. They haven't been letting me out of this state, Minnesota. They've been keeping me here. This is my, you know, prison, essentially. And they seem like they want to make sure I stay here. And broke, of course, you know. I mean, if they could keep me starving and in the street, I don't question that being an option. And you know, it's just been one horrible, horrible experience. Granted, you know, I mean, it allowed me to be the Christian I am today, which is, you know, which is okay. You know, I mean, I had to go through something to be who I am today, and Minnesota did provide me with a kind of a place to nurture my Christianity, which for that I'm grateful. I mean, that's, you know, that's who I am now. That's who I always was, but without question, you know, I didn't become some other creature, you know, with, you know, delusions and that sort of thing. Even though to say I'm the highest Christian or, you know, God's elect may seem delusional to some people, I'm just saying, you want to see something, go to my blog. I post a prophecy that I fulfilled the same day, all of it. And when I say self-fulfilling, I don't mean I fulfilled it. I mean God fulfilled it with me there. And but I did the prophecy, and God fulfilled it, and it's on camera. And I had it on this camera too, on my helmet cam, but I deleted it because I do have troubles in my life. You know, people just want to kind of skip over whatever content is on the internet or wherever they see it, whatever platform they access it from, and even sometimes disregard that, you know, this is my life. These people are trying, you know, I'm a victim of persecution and torture, and it's, you know, however they see it. You know, I don't see anybody jumping to my rescue. I don't see anybody. I got 300 plus views on my blog, and I don't see anybody coming to my rescue. I have contact information on there that can be accessed. My phone number is on, you know, my secondary phone number, Google Voice phone number is on my YouTube channel. And where are they? Where are all these people, these people's champions that shout, you know, that they're on God's side and this and that, and I'm God's elect, and they have not extended so much as even a little assistance to me, but seemingly like the world are just waiting for me to disappear or possibly go somewhere else that they don't have to be threatened or challenged by who the real Christians are. so they can continue their stories of, you know, it being them, or you know, or they being of God when they're not. So, you know, that's really what's going on right now. You know, these people are all, you know, just waiting for the day. Right now, it's one day after another. It's just seemingly more and more corrupt. You know, where they're trying to show, oh, look at all the homeless, and, you know, look at all these bad things. Well, those bad things, I've been doing all I can to avoid them. I've been living in a death camp to avoid that. And yet, how much further away am I from that? Not very. Some might say even closer, because I'm trying to get justice for the other people in the death camp, and myself included. But you know, so all these pretend human rights organizations, and, you know, try to pretend, well, they work on a large scale, so, you know, they don't maybe just work for one person, but they sure have their suffering supermodel that they promote every once in a while, right? Some the one from the Netherlands, you know, Hersey, or whatever the name is. I might have to look it up. But you know, or some other one, you know, that they promote. Well, they get celebrities to be on their human rights board, or representatives for their human rights, like Angelina Jolie. Is just ridiculous. But to them, that's what they do. They're like corrupt children, and you know, they're in that you know, corrupt child mind. Or mindset. I don't question, they're just protecting their money and their status. Because right now, you see these businesses talking about, day after day now, it's laying off more people. You know, it's just, you know, they're just showing you. You should have listened to me in the first place, and you're gonna possibly someday find that out. And it looks like there were two ways to do it. There was listen to me and put me in my rightful place, or don't listen to me and watch what happens. And that's apparently where we're at right now. I mean, even if they listened, you know, but didn't put me in my right place, it's not going to work out well. These people are about money. You think, you know, the people in charge seem to be a lot about money and power. You think that they're going to give a care that you don't have either, and they do? You know, I question that. I really do. You know, and then when you find yourself, oh wow, AI came along. AI came along when? After you decided you were smarter than somebody else and you deserved more money, and, you know, never mind them. Now a computer comes along and one might be smarter than you someday, and, you know, it can take away your money. Now what? Now there's a moment of reflection, you know, a moment of a you know, a moment of contemplation. Not the moment you gave me. You know, I'm not holding that against anybody. I'm just saying, you know, I'm trying not to be like that. You know, but when it comes down to it, you know, where were you? Did I look like a bad person? Did I act like a bad person? Or did you take people's word that I was a bad person? You know, is that all it took? For somebody to just lie? And I'm, you know, and some place they call a court of public opinion that's really just a trap to see who's willing to judge other people unjustly. Right? Is that it? Because that seems like how it went. I mean, I gotta tell you, I am the #1 Christian, period. And that's not a small thing either. It's a big thing. And these people that say they support or they represent God all this time, well, their day, you know, their time is up. They're done. They should be turning that over to me. And if they don't, I suppose that's just something that, you know, their people may have to, you know, reap the consequences of their followers. So, you know, you're gonna, either way, you know, they people, oh yeah, you know, you can have a personal relationship and you don't need a church or anything or whatever, or you should go to a church once in a while and check in, or, you know, whatever the routine is. You know, these days it's kind of been about the same for a long time. You can't be an island, or you can't be a Mustang, or whatever terminology they want to use to describe that. You know, you can, you know, just give them your money and they'll approve of what you do within reason. Is, you know, the whole thing's done. I mean, you don't any further than this, and where can you go any further? You know, people hate to really be brought out into the light. Not hate to, but I mean, it doesn't seem like the devil inside them doesn't want to be exposed. And it seems like sometimes there may not be much of a distinguishing factor between them and what they may have adapted as their own beliefs. That may have not been, you know, that may have been just implanted in them through some sort of a demonic force, you know, some inspiration that they thought was, you know, okay, but it wasn't. So, you know, these are real spirits, man. They're real. It's a real spiritual world, and I've played that song before by Sting or the Police, that it's spirits in a material world. And that sums it up fairly accurately. And you know, he gets into there's no political solution, and yet that seems to be the only solution being promoted. They're one of them, but they're not promoting me that I know of. So I just have to go back and try to survive a little bit more, to do a little bit more, to get a little bit further, so that one day I am going to have that place that I'm supposed to have now. And that's, you know, as far as the leader of all the Christians on this earth. Anybody who says that they believe in Christ for whatever reason, that's mine. I don't, you know, I really am not intending on poetically sweet talking, you know, people into saying, oh, you know, maybe you are the one that we're supposed to follow in Christ, and, you know, you seem so nice. I'll tell you what, I've been nice for my whole life. They persecute me to try to make me look not nice. And I've said plenty of nice things, and I'm still trying to do what God wants me to do. But, you know, where's your position? Where do you stand? You know, where do all these people that say they believe in God stand when I'm the #1 Christian and I'm being persecuted? Where are they? This isn't the you know, the Garden of what is it, Gethsemane? You know, this is Minnesota. This is Minneapolis. These people have terrorized me, persecuted me my whole life. You know, you wanna maybe make some adjustments. You know, I just don't. You know, I just don't understand it. I don't get why you're you know, keeping things the way they are, giving money possibly to ministers or to causes that don't necessarily support God. And I don't know what that was. It was falling down from that bridge just now. I don't know if they have holes in it and you can look up it or not.